You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your hosts, Chels, Dre, and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
All right. Hey, what's good, everybody? Unapologetic, the podcast. We are back to Thursday. Whoa, I don't know why I almost said Tuesday, and we're always on Thursday. But anyway, your three hosts, Chels, Dre, and Reg, back with another episode 9. Oh,
is it 9?
I'm fucking around.
8?
It's 8. Yeah.
Wow, you good? What are you
I'm
drinking?
good. I got this light skin Long Island.
That's why.
Light skin Long Island. But what's good with y'all? How you doing?
Good.
Good.
All I got is good.
Dre, what's up with you?
Man, I'm tired, man. I work very. I've been working, man, but I'm all right though. As always, y'all give me life, y'all give me energy, man. It's always a vibe when the trio, when the gang is together. So I'm with it.
Right.
Good.
My weekly counseling, my weekly therapy session right here.
And we don't charge you a copay. Look at that.
Who?
I said, and we don't charge you a copay. Look at that.
Right. But you shouldn't, because I'm not on a damn sofa, so.
You ain't got to be on a sofa.
Nah. I need to be relaxed. I want to lay back like on the TV shows and kick my feet up and talk.
They won't let you do that now. You can't go nowhere.
You want to go on that?
What?
You want to go on that Officer Mike? You want what you want to be on?
We gonna get into that mental health and therapy and counseling talk, but
Yes,
I need that couch. I'm gonna start.
Reggie, what you been doing? How's your week?
My week is good. So listen,
You ain't been doing shit.
I've been on my ass quarantine and chilling.
Right.
But, let's talk about last week's episode. That brought about some text messages and a lot of shit. I mean, my phone was on fire a little bit.
Yo.
Got hit up by 2 young ladies that I ghosted.
Don't do that. You ghosted. Don't do that.
I did. Yeah, and then Chelsea, her whatever the fuck she said was playing in the back of my head, and I was like, yo, I'm an asshole, blah blah blah. So I'm actually I supposed to link up with one of them and talk about things, but I think I'm gonna give my apology.
You're gonna get your apology, or you're gonna apologize to her?
I'm gonna apologize. I think I'm gonna give my apology.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, my phone was on fire. Oh, we talking about ghosting people. What about you, Chelsea? Dre?
So a gentleman was in my inbox that ghosted me in life before, and he wrote like a really long soliloquy, just a very, very, very much Harry Potter length explanation as to why he did what he did. And yeah, he was just trying to get that old thing back, which no shade. I mean, respect, King. I hear everything you're saying. I appreciate your apology, but I said what I said.
So we know where you stand. All right. So
it's a fucking no.
We know where you stand.
I'm done. Like the shit that you explaining to me right now is what you could have said to me in that moment, or semblance or something similar to it. It may not have been as in depth as you're giving me right now, but you could have hit me like, yo, I'm going through a lot, yada yada yada, bang. That's it. I would have known, but okay. You left me out in the cold to assume and to wonder and to just allow my mind to go elsewhere. So nah, fuck you. You don't come back months later and try to rekindle. I'm not allowing that. Other people might.
So
it's no for me.
Your talk might have the guilt. I mean, your talk might have.
No, understand. No. Yeah, no. I'm still saying no.
You can't turn that other cheek.
No.
Well, for me, nobody hit my inbox. Nobody hit my DM. So, I guess I'm in the clear. I guess.
Okay. Yet.
But so I didn't feel any kind of way at all. I'm chilling, but then so. I got a text, and probably the next day I got another text, and so I was like,
"That nigga's so popular! Wow! I just wish."
I was like, God.
But you also like to entertain shit you shouldn't be entertaining. So just be mindful of what you do, sir.
Am I supposed to apologize or something? Why are these two young ladies I haven't talked to in months?
I
Hey,
don't
listen, man. Listen,
you
man.
have to figure that out.
You
But
are unapologetic, dog.
Right.
No
Nice.
pun intended.
I am, but yeah. So,
I'm
yeah.
kidding, America.
I won't be ghosting nobody else in forever in my life. Hopefully, I can't speak for the future, but whatever. I can only apologize for what I've done.
What you think you done anyway?
See,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not sincere about the apology, don't give it.
No, I am.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
But do you see the wrong in what you did?
Yes. That's why.
You are lying.
Who, me?
Do you really see the wrong in what you did?
Absolutely. That's why I said, listen, I'm going to go out
Okay.
and going to talk, have drinks, whatever. I mean,
So between now and next episode, will this date have happened?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can't wait to hear about it. Woo!
I don't know if I'm gonna talk about it on the podcast though, but
The fuck you mean?
I might.
Nigga, you gonna tell us offline if anything.
Mm.
All right. Anyway. Next.
Listen, Chelsea be so discreet up here.
Be discreet about what?
Chelsea. We're not
What?
gonna talk about PC Chelsea.
That was that one episode because y'all wanted to
All
know
right.
how I like to get fucked. Like, come on, bro. Like,
No, we don't know. You brought up
No.
You brought up the
Do
topic.
not say that.
But we talked about it, and we are unapologetic and we are unfiltered. So if we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it.
I hear you. Let's talk.
But
America wants to know how you giving it up. That's all.
we don't get into that. We do have boundaries. But
Right.
anyway, we're gonna start from the most recent. Let's talk about this vice president debate last night. Did y'all happen to catch it?
Sure did.
I caught bits and pieces, man. Not too much. I was actually working, so.
Okay.
So I had it playing in my background for the beginning part because at the time I was doing homework, but then kind of toward the end I tuned in a bit. But I mean I was listening, but not super in tune. But from what I gathered, they both dodged questions. They both dodged answering questions, which is very political. Like you're not always going to get straight answers from politicians because politicians tend to beat around the bush and or just straight out lie. So that's nothing new. But just Pence didn't answer anything, really. That nigga answered out of 27 questions, he answered maybe 2.
Oh no! Wait! Let me stop you. When they talk about fossil fuel, he'll answer the fuck out of some fossil.
Oh yeah, fossil fuel. That was his shit. He was prepped on fossil fuel.
Talk about some fucking fossil fuel.
But everything else, you got nothing from him. You'd be like, so Pence, what do you think about the Breonna Taylor's case? And we already know where he went with that. Very briefly, he said, I'm sorry it happened. However, them niggas shouldn't be protesting and rioting, is basically what he said. So it was an interesting debate. I of course, Howard, I appreciate Kamala being a Black woman representing. And just having as much poise as she did in the face of that white man over there who looks like he has COVID. I'm almost certain he is sick.
Poster boy.
Right, but just her being able to hold her own. I loved it when she was like, "Sir, I'm speaking. Shut the fuck." I appreciated that. I appreciated all of the gestures, the movements. I was like, "Yes, Black women, I do that all the time." So it was good to see that. But overall, in comparison to last week's debate, it was boring as shit. But this is what a debate is supposed to be. It's supposed to be civil. Outside of Pence interrupting every 18 seconds or just talking forever and not listening to the fucking moderator. It's just like, I don't know if it's a white male thing or I don't know what it is, but they don't listen. When it's time to shut the fuck up, they don't.
Zip it. I feel the same way you did, but I don't know. This moderator really had me aggravated because she was like, "Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Vice President." She was saying that like 4, 5, 6, 7 times, every time he just kept talking and talking and talking. It was, to me, it was a little worse than last time because he continued to talk for a good 30 to 45, maybe 60 seconds after.
She allowed it.
Right, and she allowed it. But then every time Kamala said something or, you know, got her 2 minutes, then she'll be like, okay, Mr. Vice President, I'll give you 30 seconds.
30 uninterrupted
right,
seconds or whatever. Yeah.
To respond. No, he don't need to respond. You're not giving Kamala a chance to respond,
Right.
to, you know, to what he's saying. But for the most part, I like the way she held her own. As always, we understand where that side of the fence, that DT and Pence side stand, because he dodged the fuck out of that Breonna Taylor subject, and then he had the audacity to say that, you know, when Kamala said that Donald Trump avoided that question, he had the nerve to say no, he addressed it, and you could catch it on tape or some shit like that, whatever he said. No, he didn't address that at all. But I don't want to see any more of it. I don't want to see no more. Of course, they're going to come on, and I'm going to watch them. But if I would be happy if there were no more. My mind is made up. It's going to take drastic measures for my mind to be changed for who I'm voting for. Period. Point blank. That's all I have to say about this.
What you think, Dre? So you said you were at work, Dre, right?
Yeah. So what I did catch, I caught that Miss Harris did hold her own. I mean, and that's all I ever want to see. You know, when someone's coming at your neck, or the cards don't seem to be in your favor, and for obvious reasons. Obviously, the cards are not necessarily in her favor to white America, right? So we'll go with that. We'll go with white America. So what I did see is that she held her own, and you know, she didn't get out of pocket, and you know, I could fuck with that from what I did see. So I mean, it was, from what I saw, it was boring. Whatever.
Very, very.
But again,
it was
it's a debate.
dry. Yeah.
It's a debate. It ain't supposed to be a damn Royal Rumble
like last week, right?
Right. It's not supposed to be a frying session. So, big up to Kamala Harris, man. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
I'm leaving there.
Y'all may be able to relate to this, but as a Black woman, I understood where she was coming from, because there is the angry Black woman stereotype, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Never want you in these spaces. You don't want to come off as too aggressive and too abrasive and too straightforward, because you're this angry Black bitch, right?
Right.
So I appreciated how she was poised, but she also did not allow him to run over her too much. I mean, sometimes she kind of let shit slide, but you know, you gotta pick your battles. But
right.
I still think that she held her own very well, and she represented very well, and she did what the fuck she needed to do. So I appreciated that. So
absolutely.
Sure.
Bang.
So coming off of this, and you mentioned the riots and everything else, and I think it made
I don't even want to call them riots. They were protests.
Well, riots and there was
white people call them riots.
But no. It was actually riots, but
there were some riots.
But it wasn't necessarily started by the African American race or whoever.
We know
else.
who started those,
right? Yeah. But so with all that has been going on, y'all just talking made me think about a specific. Along with those two calls that I got two text messages I got from said females or women. Sorry,
let's not do that.
I said it before you said it. Thank you. But also I had a text message, a call and then a text from one of my friends, and actually me and him, we didn't fall out, but we actually kind of had a little debate or back and forth about some shit he said on social media during the George Floyd incidents, when there was actually protesting going on. So, during this time, the last, I guess, let's say from the Ahmaud Arbery period from now, because we have the George Floyd in there, we have Breonna Taylor, and we have all our other kings and queens that have been done wrong by the police, whether they was killed or shot or whatever else, grouped into that. So I don't want to leave anybody out.
Right.
But during that period, how has it been with some of your friends or close friends that you've seen that they've had certain things to say, whether it was, well, I'm not even gonna say whether, it was opposite of what you feel or how you think about exactly what's going on. I mean, has it caused any like rift in between you and people that you could say, look, I really fuck with them, or I looked at them this way or whatever else, but now I don't know because of what's going on now in this world and their views on this social justice that we're trying to seek, and also how we're looking at what we're trying to do as far as an advance in this election coming up.
Go ahead, Joe.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So honestly, for me, it has not changed. None of my friends or close acquaintances have spoken anything outside of how I already feel. We are all on the same page. So the bulk of my friends are African American, Latino, right? I don't have a ton of white friends, but I do have, people that I'm acquaintances with or friends with at work,
right,
who are white. They are, from what I know, they're very much allies. It doesn't seem performative. It seems very genuine. We have a lot of conversations, and they ask questions, not in a ignorant way, but just in they want to be more informed. They allow me to speak. So the spaces that I'm in, we are all on the same page.
Okay.
So I haven't had the instance where someone has opposed kind of the decisions or felt a different way in which I felt like I needed to defend anything. So I've been good in that respect. Thank the good Lord.
For me, man, you know what? When it comes down to work, you might when I'm at work, I might hear a couple of little comments that I don't like. The good thing for me is that I don't have to associate myself too much with these folks. But as far as my personal group, we all sing the same song, man.
Okay.
So luckily for me, I haven't had to G-check anybody on what it is that they say, what they do, regardless of what you believe. But I'm outspoken, so I'm gonna break the tight. Thank God that I haven't had to do that yet.
All right. So I'm not, oh man, people, I don't know. Like, I'm not here to bash anybody or anything. This is a podcast. I'm going to talk about experiences, and I respect and love everybody, especially the people that are close to me, friends, whatever else.
Sure.
If I tell you I love you, I love you. So if I talk about something that has happened, I'm not coming at your neck. If Chelsea was to do the same thing or Dre was to do the same thing, and y'all are talking about a situation that you had with a friend, we're going to use you for example, Dre. Chelsea's opinion about your friend and my opinion about your friend does not represent your opinion.
Absolutely not.
So I'm going to get into this conversation, this topic, and you're definitely aware of this conversation because you was there, Dre. So I did have a friend that posted some bullshit on social media about the actual protest that was going on with George Floyd, and the post he made started off with, usually I don't talk about social injustice or social business, but why is blah 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 blah, or why are these people protesting, and why is this being done this way or done that way? And my stance on basically protesting and everything else is, if I don't have a better way to tell you how to do it, then I should not comment. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it a way that you want to do it, and I don't have a better way to tell either one of y'all how to go about this situation and handle it, then maybe I shouldn't say anything until I have a better suggestion.
Agreed.
I don't want to be the person to tell you to do something, but tell you, nah, you shouldn't do it that way, but don't have a better way to tell you, to do it, because your way might work. You know what I'm saying? So he posted that, and of course I commented on it. I said something, we had a little back and forth, and then he's in a specific, I guess, group and the people that he are friends with was commenting. They had a bunch of things to say. Yeah, I don't understand this. It doesn't take this. It doesn't take that. Martin Luther King would be rolling over in his grave. X, Y, Z, blah 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 blah. But mind you, when Martin Luther King was protesting peacefully, they didn't give a fuck about that. They didn't care. He was doing it wrong. Kaepernick the same way. So any way we protest,
it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Wrong way. It's the wrong way. So, but back to friend, I did say something to him about it, and we had a little back and forth or whatever else. And he said what he said. I said what I said. I'm not gonna get into that, and that was it. So, for that specific incident, yes, it changed. I'm not gonna say it necessarily changed the friendship, but it showed me something more than what I have seen in the last. And I've known this person for, I want to say, the better of maybe 14, 15 years. But I mean, I'm at a point right now to where what's happening in this world needs to change for the better of my children and their children's children and their children's children. I don't care about how anybody feels about how we're handling business. Long as business is being taken care of and we're getting to a point to where we can get some kind of equality for people of our color. You know what I'm saying? If it takes tearing shit down, if it takes somebody doing whatever else, whatever. And mind you, we didn't start this rioting and protesting shit. This shit was been done before us. You know what I'm saying? Look at Black Wall Street.
Which one?
None of this is new.
Which one? Which Black Wall Street?
Either. It don't matter either. Look at it.
None of this is
that shit was tore down, burnt to the ground before all of this. We didn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's only magnified when we do it. Charlottesville, great people. Okay. Whatever. But anyway, so, but Dre, you probably have, because I know the dynamic you are in and you work with. But Chelsea, have you had to deal with, and Dre, you can talk on this too, but I already know your answer for the most part. Chelsea, have you had to deal with let's say anybody that wasn't Black feeling a little more empowered since 2016 to speak about how they feel on white versus Black topics?
What's crazy is I have not.
Oh.
In the spaces that I have worked,
okay,
they have been very diverse. I worked at a HBCU. I now work at a non-HBCU. Even prior to working at an institution, I worked for a nonprofit organization where just the people it was just very diverse, and we all shared the same belief, or on the surface, we shared the same belief. So even if they felt something different, they never expressed it.
Okay.
Because they know, or they knew that they would be in the minority in that respect. And niggas ain't want no smoke probably. So I have thankfully and luckily have not been in that kind of space where it was that kind of tension, where I knew that this person was a Trump supporter and they believed in, segregation or whatever the fuck. Like, I just have not been in that space. Thank God.
Okay.
For me, man, as of late, the only thing that I can think about is a young man who was from Florida, and he had the state of Florida as a sticker on his back window. Mm-hmm. But inside of the state was the Confederate flag. Right. And as you know, in our profession, not too long ago, they just banned those. Right. So, I was sitting out in the parking lot and I was just chilling out. And a white kid who came up told him, he was like, "Hey, man, you can't have that anymore." And I heard him, and it just so happened that I was just sitting there, and I heard him, and the guy replied, "Why? It ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurting nobody." Right? Now, I don't know this young man to be, racist or anything like that, But the fact of the matter is, the fact that you don't understand just because the fact that you can come out your mouth and say that you're not hurting anyone in reference to this flag, lets me know that you're not hip. Lets me know that you're not woke, which also leads me to believe, I'm not going to put you in a box, but there again, I may need to. Lets me know that, you don't know, you don't understand what this fight is about. All in all, the way I see it, if you're not with us, you're against us. You can't sit here and knock what our people are doing because nothing has worked.
Right.
Nothing has worked.
Absolutely.
So guess what? We have to try A, B, C, D, and E until we get some change. By any means necessary. We went over this a few times here on the pod because we all had the same views. But to all things not black, and in reference to Reg, the situation that you were talking about, I was very surprised. I was very surprised.
We're not even talking about a white person at that.
And Chelsea, let's put that in there. This is not a white person we're talking about. So, with that being said, and this is somebody that I hold in high regard as far as what they think. This cool person. You know what I mean? Right. But after that, again, I hate to say it, but if you're not with us, you're against us. If I wouldn't sit back and tell you, oh, well, your people are wrong for the way they fight or protest against this. There's no way I can say that because I'm not walking in those shoes.
Right.
But you're not walking in mine either. So I got a problem with that. No love lost. It is what it is. But again, if you're not with us, you're against us.
And the simple fact of when you look at history, the accomplishment have came from not the peaceful protests, but when there is some kind of I'm not gonna say violence, but when it's a little more
when there's a disruption, right. when there's an interruption
or a show of
regularly
we'll say show of force. We'll say show of force. When there's a show of force, or when there is the display of, okay, we're not gonna sit down and take this shit lightly.
Or when niggas is hitting their pockets, that's when everybody reacts.
Absolutely.
When
that's when shit get real.
That's when they react. When their money start looking funny.
Absolutely.
When it's then it's I love black people.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
Because we are the biggest spenders.
Right.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Nike. Fuck. Sorry.
The list goes on and on.
Nike love us. Nike's gonna do anything.
I love Nike too. I like they shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
They ain't gonna do anything.
Gonna hold you.
Nike, it's somebody else that's on the train.
It's everybody. Like Black culture, man. Listen, we're not even gonna get into that conversation.
But let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about
very broad. Let's talk. I gotta pee.
Oh my!
I'm not going to, but I have to.
We can do our first edit point for annual. I mean, this will be the first edit point ever.
It will. Can you do that, Reg?
I can actually do a edit point.
Are you good at it though?
Else, don't try me.
Are you good at it?
I may have not been doing this shit long, but listen, I can, whatever.
Can I go pee?
Do what you got. All right. Hey, everybody, we are back. Chelsea's good now. Relieved.
Right. Lizard, Drano lizard.
Well, I don't have a dick, so.
So, what? Before we get into this mental health thing, so what is it? Because when we're younger, the boys, the men, we have to we have to pee or whatever else. What is it for?
Isn't it like, I have to tinkle? I'd be like, nigga, I gotta pee.
Right, tinkle.
It's tinkle, yeah. Now it's like, nigga, I have to pee.
so Dre, we what do we pee when we're younger?
When we younger.
Girls is tinkle, boys is wee.
Yeah.
Now it's everybody pissed.
Yeah, I can say, Mom, I gotta use the bathroom.
I got a pee. And the girls, right? So that's it. Girls is tinkle, right?
I gotta tinkle.
Tinkle.
I gotta piss. We grown.
Talking about some dumb shit, but whatever.
So stupid.
All right, let's get into mental health, Chelsea. Let's go.
Okay. So this is kind of stemming from a conversation that Reg and I have had before, but I'm pretty sure Reg and Dre have had it, and just us in kind of this kind of millennial stage. Reg, you're still a millennial, right?
Absolutely. What are you talking about?
I don't listen, baby. I don't know. That's why I asked. So, but yeah, so this comes up a lot, and obviously mental health has been in the forefront, especially during the pandemic. Just people dealing with a lot of stuff, but particularly in the Black culture. Kind of, so our age group talking about mental health, understanding the seriousness of mental health, and that kind of being the forefront of how we live our lives, and just us kind of understanding that is important, on top of juggling our parents, our grandparents, and their ideas on mental health, and not just mental health, but how religion plays into that too.
Well,
So
let's just say anybody in that I guess category or bracket before us, because I think not just our parents, but anybody in that I guess like as I said, bracket before us falls into that. Anyone, older mentality, or our elders. Let's go with that.
Okay.
was that not assumed, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, you saying our parents could be.
Well, I think it's different because we all got different age.
Exactly.
Parents.
So parents are different age ranges.
But it could be. But it
could give off specific years.
But no, not specific years. But it could be someone that you work with that's a little older than you. Let's say they're 55, and
which could be a parent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My parents are 55 and younger.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, when I say parents, I'm not talking literal parents, but in that age range. You can be an auntie, you can be whatever the fuck.
Absolutely.
You're in that age range. So when it comes to, damn, I forgot where I was. Thanks, Reg. So just kind of when it comes to having these conversations, because we're old enough now where we have these conversations with our parents. We talk to them about our daily life, and a lot of times we want to bring up the topic of mental health, but it butts heads with their beliefs in religion. For them, religion and mental health don't exist together.
Right.
For them, it is very much of let go and let God, pray and everything will be fine. Give it to God and just going about your way. But we are a bit more practical in that. Yes, we do pray. We do, call on God. We do, because we are religious. We have a religious background and on this podcast. But it's a bit more for us. It's a bit more practical in nature. Yes, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. But I'm also gonna seek therapy. I'm gonna seek an objective opinion about what I could do. I'm also going to seek try to find practical steps to kind of deal with what I'm dealing with. And I think that's something that a lot of people our age are struggling with now, or not necessarily struggling with, but it's a frustration. I know for me, it's a frustration in talking to my grandmother about how I'm feeling and how I deal with things, because for her it's very much, well, I don't need therapy because God's got me. All right, my nigga, but what? Okay, so you pray and then everything's okay? What does that look like? So for them, it's difficult because you don't want to be disrespectful, but then you're also like, that shit don't make no sense.
Right.
So finding that balance and trying to help them realize it, but then they're so stuck in their ways, they don't want to realize it. It's very much of this is how they grew up, and they don't see anything else. And we've been exposed to a bit more. So I'm just curious of kind of on what your experiences are, and I'll talk a little bit about mine later. But
so for my mom is very, very religious. I grew up in a very religious household, and it's just me and my mom and my sister. But like you said, that is the answer for everything for my mom. I love my mom to death. Mom, if you're listening or watching, I love you. But we're gonna talk about it, baby. Listen, but no, my mom is the type that will send Bible scriptures. I read them. If I was to talk to her and I told her I have a problem or something's going on, I'm feeling a certain way about something, did you pray about it or whatever else? And yes, that is an answer, but that's not, it's multifolded. I'm going to pray about it, but that doesn't mean that goes away immediately just because I prayed about it, or just because you say, okay, give it to God. That don't mean that I'm still not having these issues or problems or worries or thoughts in my mind that are triggering certain, incidents or whatever else. So sometimes, they don't believe, a lot of them don't believe that, mental health exists, or why did you talk to a counselor? Why didn't you just talk to God?
Yep.
Sometimes you need that physical. You need to sit down and talk to somebody and not be judged.
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, when you talk to that elder, whether it's your mom, your dad, your aunt, or someone that's just an OG in general,
Right.
you don't want to be judged. You want to be able to talk, get it off your chest, and maybe not even have, the feedback, but just be able to talk about it and not be judged, not have someone think a certain way about you.
Right.
So
you're right, man.
I mean, I think that dynamic, we are, the times change, we evolve, and I don't think the generation before us evolves like we do, because we are more in tune with the generation under us and the generation under us, as far as in the culture and everything else is going on. My mom doesn't necessarily relate to me or my children, and definitely not my children's children, where I think we do as in general, because we listen to our parents' music, we listen to our music, we listen to our kids' music, or whatever else. So I think we realize, okay, there are more, levels to everything that's going on, as far as in what they have going on, what we have going on, what they have, what our kids have going on. And this mental health thing is definitely big, because we have to realize and make each other like think that it's not a bad thing to seek help or talk to someone. It shouldn't be the elephant in the room, and it shouldn't be a taboo situation. Let me stop, because I feel like I can keep going and
Go
going.
ahead, Dre.
You know what? For me, luckily, man, like we were saying, like I was saying before, I've been blessed to actually have a fairly young mom, man. Like, we grew up together, you know what I mean? So my mother had me, at 15, 16. So I was never judged on the things that I said to my mom. I could talk to her about anything. As far as being judged, I've never been judged by her. We haven't actually had the whole mental health talk. She is very, very, very religious, and the first thing she's gonna say, like any of our parents, is pray. But she'll also say, one of the scriptures that she say without being, getting all religious, is faith without works is dead.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
So right. So I take that and I say, okay, well, yeah, I gotta have the faith in who I call the big homie, the man upstairs. I call him the big homie. So I gotta have faith in the big homie. However, I gotta work. Can't work by myself. It's somebody getting paid to work.
Right.
Faith without work is dead. So I'm gonna pay you, or you gonna get paid somehow to work. Your job is to help me. So lucky for me again that I haven't had to really go through that, and I won't put my kids through it. So
Yeah.
Lucky me.
And exactly, and I'm glad you said that, because, like I said, I think we are more adaptable to that, to understanding, and hopefully that's something that passes on down to our kids, to where, like my mom, when we talk about, and this is a whole different topic, but so when we go off into talking about sexuality and gays or transsexuals and bis or whatever else, that's a sin, it's abomination, it's blah 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 blah. But I don't necessarily feel that same way, because I understand, we have evolved and things have changed. Oh, it's a this and that. God is going, that person's going to hell. I don't necessarily think anybody is going to hell because they're gay or because they're transsexual or this or that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that is the mentality of the generation ahead of us. Well, is it ahead of us?
For us?
Yeah, before us. Ahead of yeah.
Before
Before us.
Yeah.
You know, that is because that is what their beliefs are. They have grown up to believe that and they feel that way when necessarily we don't see it that way. You know, we're not judging anybody because they're gay or whatever.
And we've also grown up in an era where we have been allowed to have the freedom of expression,
right,
a bit more than them. They didn't have that. It was very much, this is what you're taught, this is what you do. You don't step outside of those lines, right? Us, it's a little bit different. We grew up in the era where, you know, people were expressing themselves a bit more. People were a bit more outspoken about how they feel. Just kind of tolerance has expanded. We're a lot more tolerant of differences now than our parents were, because that's not the culture they were in. So for us, yeah, we're like, I love gay people. Why wouldn't I? My grandmother would be like, oh, that faggot. Wait, what? Like, why would you say that?
We ushered in that phase to where we can openly talk about anything, whether it's sexuality, gays, everything. Like we
ushered that in.
We are that gateway.
And then the generation after us, they're doing even a better job than we were.
Absolutely.
Took it to a whole nother level. Imagine what our kids and their kids is where it would be from there.
But it's just frustrating because you have the elders in your family, you have the people, the older people in which you love, and which you, because of their wisdom, you want to go to have these conversations, but because they're so stuck in their ways and because they're so just dead set on these beliefs, and not saying that these beliefs, because I believe in God, absolutely. Like I pray every day. He is the God. He is what makes my world go round. However, I also understand that he has put these different people and places and things in my life to get the help that I needed, that I need. He has allowed me access to a therapist so I can get the help that I need every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. Like,
and the conversation
exists because of him.
And what it is I think they more or less have to understand that just because, you know, we still need that person to talk to. If I'm coming to you, I don't need you to judge me. Don't tell me, you know, well, don't act like, don't make me feel like you don't want to listen to me because you're telling me, hey, did you talk to God?
Right.
If I'm coming to you, I'm talking to you, it's because of reason. It's for a reason.
Right.
So let's, you know, hear me out. Let's talk. Don't make me feel like you're pushing me off and telling me, nah, you need to go pray about that. I may have already prayed about that.
Right. But you want some in-person, practical,
absolutely.
Let me do, what can I do right now kind of advice to go along with your prayer and your one-on-one connection with him. Like those two can exist at the same time. And I feel like the older generation, they don't see that.
Right. They don't.
So for me, it is hard as fuck to have conversations with my grandmother because it just literally goes back. And I talked to Reggie about this, and it's a situation within my family that happened recently, a couple of weeks ago. And the first thing she was like, well, God's got this and God's got that. And it was crazy because she was like, oh, well, he needs to go to therapy, referring to a family member. And I said, well, it would be great if you went to therapy too. Oh, I don't need therapy. I pray. I got God. Stop. So how can you sit here in the same breath and say this man needs therapy, but yet when it's suggested to you, oh, you don't need it because you got God.
You're cool on it.
Make that make sense, sis. But it is for me, and my grandmother is 70. She just turned 78 in August. It is like talking to a fucking brick wall. Like you cannot get through to her, in which you're set in your ways. But it is just very frustrating for me to be as kind of free and open and more susceptible to listening and being open to other ideas when she is just very closed-minded and dead set on what she thinks and how she feels. And if you don't see it the way she does, you're going to hell. You know how many times she done told me I'm going to hell? And exactly. I kid you not, like
that's a whole different story.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Right. That's not the hell. But moral of the story is, listen, guys, we have to seek therapy, whether it's a friend, a family member, whoever, you have to have an outlet to talk about it. Don't sit
all
around
have to have an outlet.
and let stuff build up to a point to where you can't handle it.
Yeah, especially for men. Let's be very specific about Black men.
So
because
very true.
We're not gonna get into that because we can.
We're not, but I want Black people to just be comfortable with therapy. Period.
The same way we feel about how Black women hold us down and take care of us. That's a whole. I mean, we can have a whole hour, 2 hour podcast on that. I think with mental health in Black men, we can do the same because the way society makes a Black man feel about how he expresses his feelings and talk about things that's bothering him, and he's not supposed to. He's supposed to be strong. He's supposed to blah 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 blah. But anyway, whatever. But moral of the story is, listen, people, if you are having issues and problems, talk to somebody. Don't always. We're not gonna talk about religion, but anyway.
Shout out to Miss Banjoko. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I don't even know who the fuck that is, but shout out.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to you. Anyway,
my therapist.
Right, we have them. I'm about to start back up next.
Dr. Jackson, what up? That's my
therapist. Listen, seek it. Even if you feel like you don't need therapy, it's still good just to have somebody to talk to, whether it's an actually certified therapist or somebody that you just talk to and just express yourself, and you know they're not going to judge you. You can basically tell them anything without having them judge you and tell your business to the world. Right. Chelsea, well, no.
What?
I don't know. I always like calling you because I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about some gender roles.
Oh God. Yeah, let's see what the men's gotta say, because I'm about to blow all this shit up.
Yeah, blow it up. So how do you feel as far as in it? Well, so there's as we just said, we are the millennials, or we're actually not the millennials, but we're what are we? Y generation or Z generation? LX. What are we? We're Y.
I don't know.
I think we're Y. Anyway. Listen, we all saucy right now, so we don't even.
I don't know, man.
But whatever generation we are, there is a generation.
We are Y.
We are Y. So I was right.
Millennials, also known. Wait, what year was you born? Because you might not be in the middle.
No, we're Y, regardless. Whatever. Anyway,
you might be a boomer, my nigga.
No, we're definitely not.
Oh wait.
We're definitely not boomers, but
I know you're not.
But listen, Chelsea.
I'm sorry.
Let me calm down.
Don't ever calm me in public.
Listen, Kamate.
Oh, really? We want to do Spanish? Come on. Anyway, continue.
So, how do you feel about gender roles, as far as in what was done before us, and I guess what society says gender roles are versus actuality? You know, far as in, okay, and I'll use simple gender roles. Far as, and let's say the women's supposed to wash dishes, she's not supposed to take out the trash. Men's supposed to take out the trash. Men's supposed to cut grass. Men's supposed to do this. Men's supposed to do that. Women's supposed to blah 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 blah. So what are your thoughts on that? How does your rationality? How should your household work versus what society or anybody else outside of what you got going on? How does that work?
I think for me, man, the only thing that I probably agree with that is old school or old timing, if we're gonna go with that, is no, women shouldn't have to take the garbage out. It's just nasty. You don't want. This just me personally. I won't let a woman take the garbage out if I'm around. Also, too, I wouldn't necessarily let a woman get out in the yard if she, not unless she really, really wanted to, but if it's a problem, we need our grass cut, then I don't feel like a woman should have to do that. I feel like, but on the back end of that, don't take that as me saying that a woman should be in a house and she should be strictly a caretaker and wash dishes and cook and all those things. And guess what? I cook for my motherfucking stuff every night. So at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that. But it's certain things that me, Andre, I don't feel like a woman should do. But I'm not going to shun anybody who feels like, hey, well, it's equal playing field. Just like when it boils down to paying bills or stuff like that. I mean, listen, it's 2020, man. Okay, stuff costs. And at the end of the day, I know what Instagram and Facebook and all that, what they tell you, but understand this: if you can't, everybody out here ain't getting money like talking about it. Everybody can't pay the cost to be the boss. So, in order to make a house takes two people. A home takes two people.
Hey, my God, so, preach.
All that. Hey, take care of this, that, and the third. Dead.
Talk to me.
Dead. Take care of all the bills. Dead. Man, you got it like that. More power to you. I get it. More power to you. But Andre ain't rocking like that.
So Chelsea, Dre, you talking actually made me think of a situation. So I had a friend, and she actually asked me about one of my homeboys, and I'm like, listen, my guy's single. Gave her the rundown on him. Of course, tossed him the alley-oop, made him look good. And they had a date. They went out. I want to say the day after, I asked, well, she texted me. She was like, hey, your friend is trash.
Thank you.
So I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, talk to me. She tells me, we went out, we ate, we had a good conversation, had some drinks, whatever. We went back to my place. I felt comfortable taking him back to my place because I didn't feel comfortable going to his place. Great. Okay. She said, the deal breaker was for me that, and don't judge me. I said, of course I'm not going to judge you. I don't judge.
When a bitch preface it with "don't judge me," she about to come with some fuck shit.
Right. So listen,
you already know. Like,
so listen. She said, prior to her going out, she forgot to take the trash out. Right. They were in the house. They chilled, watched some TV or whatever else. On his way out, he didn't offer to take her trash out. He saw the trash bag by the door. He didn't offer to take her trash out. That was a deal breaker for her. Because as a man or a gentleman, he saw that trash bag laying there. He should have asked her, hey, well, not even asked her or told her, hey, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to take this out for you.
Girl, fuck off.
That was a deal breaker.
So he should have just hopped in the bag with the rest of the stuff, basically.
But I mean, for some that plays into this gender role topic or conversation.
Yeah.
The man, you're supposed to do that, or you're supposed to offer, or you're supposed to blah 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 blah. But so am I supposed to, if I forget to go out with, let's say me and Chelsea's dating, and we go out and I leave a sink full of dishes in the kitchen, and we come back to my house and she see the dishes, is she supposed to say, hey, let me wash these dishes for you?
Bitch, I ain't had nothing to do with not naming one of them dishes in your sink. I'm not washing nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Put the dishes in a dishwasher and stop playing with me.
Where's that mentality built, or where's that thought process come from?
It's taught. It's taught, man. It's taught, but also too, so many people, I'm not gonna say men or women, so many people, they have this social media shit fucked up.
We gotta start and let social media tell us what is acceptable and what's not acceptable.
But people live by social media and what they see, so that guides how they do whatever.
So many people do, and that's what I'm saying. So many people do, and or they take. I'll take you further. They take these little bum ass skits that they see and they apply to real life. Like, come on, like, what are you doing? What are we doing? But I believe honestly, it's not necessarily a bad thing all the time, because it can go into, Reg, we're gonna teach we teach our daughters a certain way.
Mhm.
We teach our daughters what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Right. Just so that woman, her mother or her father may have taught her that was unacceptable.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not here to judge. All I know is that you made a valid point. Hey, you want me to take this garbage out? Your man's is trash. But if the shoe's on the other foot, she's not touching one of them fucking dishes.
Right.
Fuck out my face. You did.
Mhm.
It's taught. It's taught, and it's all about what you see on TV and social media. It's a little bit of both, man.
So, but Chelsea, before you get into this, before you answer, hey, in your 20-something years, whatever, however long you've been dating, how many times have you checked the garbage can to see if it was full, to see if you need to take it out on the way out? I like to think I'm a gentleman, and I do gentleman things, open door, pray for meals, whatever. But I've never in my life went to check anyone's garbage can to see if it was full, if it needed to be taken out or whatever else. That shit is foreign to me. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know anybody that has. Granted, this trash bag was sitting at the door, but I don't know. That shit is weird to me.
I'll be honest. It, for me, and it might not necessarily be right, but for me, it all depends on who it is, because there are certain households that I go in, and that before I leave, I do look at the trash. I do. For me, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it. Certain people I do. Certain people that I do look at the trash, but that's just one instance, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so so let's separate it though. The certain people that we're talking about, is it, let's say, is it first date-ish?
absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely not.
Chels, talk to me.
So I'm going against the grain because all this shit is goofy.
Go to the grain. Go against the grain to me. This is over.
Wow, man, he hitting shit. So for me, it is very much about practicality of it all. I am not a subscriber of gender roles. Well, so I do believe that men should hold open doors and all of these fancy things, whatever. But when it comes to a household and when it comes to the functionality of a household, because I'm a woman, I shouldn't have to wash dishes. Because you're a man, you should not have to mow grass. Let's say, for instance, you are a better cook than me, right? Because I'm a woman, should I still have to cook and my family have to suffer and just eat trash ass food just off the strength of me being a woman? And this is what I have to do. Like, for me, it doesn't make sense. I feel like it should literally be whatever works for your household. So if I am better at managing money, let me manage the money. If you are better at taking care of the kids and getting them to their appointments and you're better at organizing time, then you should do that. Like, it should not be based on gender. It should be on practicality and what works for our household. Like, I am not, that gender role shit means nothing to me. Nigga, if I like to mow the grass every other Saturday because if it's my solace and it's where I can kind of get away, then let me sit on this mower and just go. Like, you feel me? It should not matter my gender. It should not be, oh, she's a woman, she shouldn't be out there doing that.
Right.
Nigga, it is literally what works for my household, and every household is different. Right. But I think it should be a bit more practical as opposed to it just being solely based on gender. And women, you should cook, you should clean, you should whatever the hell else. And men, you should tend to the lawn, you should wash the cars, you should do X, Y, and Z, because that might not fit your daily life.
Right.
It may not mesh with how your life operates, especially if you have kids. Like, that just may not be the move. So you should do what's best for your family and fuck a role or a gender role. That's how I see it, at least.
But yeah, we're more.
And most women don't think like that, which is, you still gonna hold my door open.
But a lot of them are more into that. And honestly, I want to get into this conversation probably in another episode, in that old school mentality.
So a lot of people have the old school mentality, like you want to be catered to, you want a man to do X, Y, and Z, but then you screaming how independent you are on this end. Like, baby,
you
pick a
about to get
side.
into that conversation. We're gonna get
Pick
into
a
that later
side,
on.
is what I'm
We're
saying.
gonna get into that later on.
Okay.
Get into the conversation.
Okay.
But so I mean, as far as in my household, to where I grew up in, my mother remarried after years and years and years. And she cooked because she was the better cook. I wouldn't want my stepfather cooking for anybody in our household. But when it came to Sunday and it was yard work time, everybody in the house was out there. Stepfather, mom, me, my sister. It was pine cones being raked, straws. He was cutting grass. There was hedges being cut. Everybody was out there, the whole household. It wasn't just him out there doing it. And
Right.
granted, we had a big ass yard, but it was everybody out there. It wasn't my mom wasn't like, nah, I'm not getting out there. That's a man's job. You and your stepdad need to get out there. No, it was me, my mom, my sister, my stepdad out there. But whatever. Gender roles are gender roles. Guys, listen, we are in 2020. There are women that have higher paying, better jobs than some of you men.
Can we talk about it?
Not now.
Okay.
But these roles are not the same as what my dad, Chel's dad, Dre's dad, and mom's were looking at. Everything has reversed. And I think for the most part, everybody needs to realize what works the best for their situation and not what social media or society tells them is acceptable.
Yeah, like that nigga bought you 1,000 roses. That's great. He used your card, bitch. So like stop playing with me.
Chels.
Stop playing with me.
Chels, listen.
Don't do that. Try to make it seem like your man doing X, Y, and Z. Bitch, that's your money. We not stupid.
Oh no, chill.
Like he's driving your car and dropping you off at work and then doing whatever God knows.
God.
Listen. Anyway.
Chelsea on one.
I don't know what Chelsea sauce is. Nice. But hey guys.
Okay.
Let's reel this back in.
Yes, sir.
Chelsea about to go on a whole another level with her fedora. I like that though.
Man, that's a smooth ass hat.
Ew, I like hats.
No. Listen. I want a black one. Can I get a black one?
I got you.
You coming down here soon? Can you get one and bring it?
I'll have one in hand. Well, no, it's not gonna be. It'll be delivered to you before I get there.
I like that though.
Yeah,
I do.
I got you.
Anyway, so here's something I was thinking about. You meet somebody, whether it's the first date, second date, third date, 10th date, whatever else. You finally have sex with them, and that shit is garbage. Garbage. Are you inclined to let them redeem themselves, or listen? If y'all on YouTube, look at Dre's face right now. Are you inclined to letting them redeem themselves, or are you like, nah, one and done? One and done.
Reggie,
Dre, since you got the expression, no, I don't know. I might want to hear that Venom last. Dre, talk to me.
Hey, listen, I'm not entitled to do a motherfucking thing. Okay? If we get in that, you know what I like to call it, if we get in that octagon and
MMA fighters, the fuck?
If we get in that octagon and you are not up to par, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Thanks for playing. It is what it is. Because
ain't no redemption.
Hey, listen, man. For what? For what?
Let me stop you. So supposedly every guy has a bad experience to where he comes a little faster than what he's supposed to.
Know where you're going, yeah.
Do you think you're entitled to a redo? Like, are you asking this young lady, like, hey, listen, I ain't had sex in a while? Because I'm going to use some of the excuses that guys use. It's been a while, or that shit good as fuck, blah 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 blah, whatever else. I need to give me another chance.
Nigga, get out my face.
No, you ain't asked. So listen, you ain't asked. You ain't asked me, was it okay to ask? Sure, it's okay to have a conversation.
Okay.
It's all right to have a conversation. You have a conversation about it, whatever the hell you want to have a conversation.
But do you think you deserve, if it was you?
Well, do I think I deserve it?
Yeah. If you had a bad, because we all have bad nights. I mean, even Mike had nights that when he ain't hit 20.
Right.
Might have still won, but I mean,
would I want the second chance? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I deserve the second chance? Probably not.
Why? But why not though?
Because I didn't.
There are so many factors that could play into why you didn't deliver.
Yeah, right. You're right.
So, but just because your first chance doesn't, well, your first opportunity doesn't really display.
Hold on, Chelsea. Hold on, because
they say first impression is everything.
You being a woman, you're different. You're different.
They say first impression is everything. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
Don't you judge a motherfucker?
I'm shutting up.
Yeah.
Don't you judge a motherfucker off first impression?
Not always. No. We'll get to y'all. Go ahead and talk.
So tell me about the bad experience, Dre. I mean, so if it ain't up to par,
what is? Can we talk about?
We'll get into that, Chelsea.
What's up to par vagina? What does that mean?
I'm about to run off some categories.
Because you're taking too long. Okay.
No, because you cut me off. Y'all listen. I deal with Chelsea on a daily basis, and this
every day. He annoyed me earlier.
Oh my god,
you annoyed me so much earlier.
Listen, so Dre, so if it's not what up to your expectations, because every man's expectations is different. So if it's not, let's say if it's not wet enough, if it's not tight enough, not soft enough, if it don't smell like roses, if it don't squirt, if it don't this, if it don't that, whatever else. There's a whole
niggas got some high standards to have one thing that does one basic. Listen,
because women have different high standards, and we're gonna get into that, Chelsea.
My phone fell. Go ahead, keep talking.
Whatever. But so Dre, if it don't meet the expectations that you have or whatever else. Yeah. I'm pretty sure as you see this woman, you have different expectations, because with every woman, you're going to have different expectations of how you feel, well, how you think, like, damn, I know she blah, 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 or she do this or she do that or whatever else. So if it don't meet the expectations that you have for her, then do you feel like it's worth a second chance? Or, I mean, how do you go about that?
Okay, so here's the thing about it. If I guess it's all also to it. What ties into it is if you woofing, man. You know, I don't like the woof. You know what I'm saying? That matters, man. If you woofing, because some people out here be woofing, man, and they'll put you in a mind that they'll make you believe something that isn't true. Or they'll gas themselves up, man, and only for you to be disappointed. I think that plays a factor in it too. But again, like I said, man, I when it comes down to, you know, the octagon, I'm cool. If I don't perform up the par, then all right, you know you're not entitled to give me another shot. Would I like it? Yeah. That don't mean it's gonna happen.
Right.
But it works on the other side of the fence as well.
So you're not letting said young lady redeem herself.
It all depends on it. I think it would all depend on what the situation was, what our arrangement was. You know what I'm saying? It all depends. If I had to think about it honestly, if it was a straight physical thing, if it was a straight physical thing, the first time that we had sex, the sex was what it was supposed to be, then shit, what the fuck we doing?
What is it supposed to be?
What do you mean, Chelsea?
You said the sex wasn't what it's supposed to be. What is it supposed to be?
So, well,
again, that's right. I'm talking about the wolf. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the wolf ticket. I'm talking about the wolf tickets.
Okay.
From what I gathered from what he was saying, if we're talking about sex, and that's all we're talking about, like, listen, this is me, this is what I do, blah 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 blah, and then we get down to the do.
That's why you gotta play it cool.
And you ain't performing to what you told me. Nah, like if you tell me, listen, Reg, I got Meg Thee Stallion knees. When I ride that thing, you gonna think blah 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 blah. I'm riding you for about 5-10 minutes, and you get down there and you ride me for about 45 seconds, and you're like, oh,
that's average time.
No, man.
I got a pot of gold in my pan. You got aluminum foil in your pan, girl.
Right, but so Chels, the criteria is to or even categories. So when you're talking about the man, he's going to have to be a specific length to where you like it or you think is going to be, I mean, whatever. You're, regardless of what you're going to do or shake your head or make faces, you're going to say, hey, whether my guy needs to be, whether you say, I want to say 3 to 9 or 3 to whatever, he's going to have to be a certain width or whatever else. He's going to have to do this. He's going to have to do that. You're not saying, listen, I'm taking whatever you give me and we're going to work with it. So when this guy performs and he's not up to Chelsea standards, is he worthy, or is Chelsea willing to say, you know what, I know everybody's first performance is not maybe always the first, like the good audition that they want to give. So I'm willing to give this guy another chance.
So, okay, here's the thing. A man can't control his dick size. If you got a big dick, you got a big dick. If you got a little dick, you got a little dick.
Let me pause you real quick. Let me ask you this.
What?
Real quick. So, because I saw this on
Facebook, probably. Because you're always on there.
Not Facebook. I'm on Twitter more. But anyway, the size, do you think that is dictated on, I guess, his arousal level of the woman? Because blood plays a major part.
I understand. Your dick gets, the blood flows into your dick, which causes it to get hard. Don't get hard enough, then you're clearly not as aroused.
Right.
Whatever. But let's just assume that a nigga is a nigga and you see any semblance of a woman's bare skin and your dick gets hard. Whatever.
Let's just say you got him on 100. And his size is maybe, let's say he about 5.5.
Okay. I mean, so here's the thing. For me, it is not length. That is all it does. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, but for the most part, it depends on how you use that thing. Use what you have been blessed or maybe lack thereof with. Because you could have a big penis and then just be in there fucking pounding and it feels like nothing. You feel me? Pound town. Like, don't take me to Pound Town literally, sir. But you can also have a guy who is maybe not as well endowed. Maybe he's like regular 5-6 inches, but he does what he's supposed to do. And the thing is, it's not just about the penetration. A lot of times for women, it's about the intimacy. It's about what leads up to it as well. Okay. So yeah, you might have a big dick, but what is you doing with that? Like, what
can 5 please you?
I guess I don't measure niggas' dicks. Like, I don't know, Reggie. Like, if he does what he needs to do, yes, it is just not like you're just saying, oh, can 5 please you? 5 with that nigga could please me, and 5 with this nigga probably can't, because it just depends on what they're doing to get me aroused.
So it's more or less for you
it is the person and kind of
the person and the aura that he brings.
Yes, that plays a big part. So men, your dicks just get hard. Like, you guys get hard fairly easily. I mean, just be honest, like whatever. But for us, we gotta, like, you gotta work us up. You have to do for our stuff to get, moist to the point where it's easy for insertion. So if you're not getting me to the level where I'm aroused, fuck is you doing? It's not like you pulling out your dick. Don't make me wet. You feel me? You've got to do things. to get me to that point. And this is for most, like I'm safe to say this is for most women. Like you pulling out your dick does nothing for us.
Here's a good question. Why are we even entertaining sex if we're not aroused or if we're not aroused? So if I haven't aroused you, why are we even entertaining sex?
I'm not saying you haven't aroused me, but
I'm saying so Dre has probably heard it time because he's a man and I'm a man. You're different because you're not a man.
I'm not a man.
But no, right, absolutely, you're not. But so I'm pretty sure he has heard the phrase, "I'm not wet yet."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean,
just because we're attracted
but
to you,
what the fuck does "I'm not wet yet" means? Like, okay, do you?
Are you stupid? We just told
No.
Like,
No. Listen. You sitting here. You done gave me head.
right.
You've been stroking on my damn. Well, we're not PC. You've been stroking on my dick for 5 minutes.
Okay.
You started this shit. What the fuck you mean you ain't wet yet? So what does Reggie need to do to get you wet yet? Why the fuck are you sitting here giving me head and stroking my dick if you're not?
Think about what you're saying. She is giving you head. She is stroking your dick. What have you done for her? Like it is very much a two-way street. Yes,
Right.
that might arouse us, but you need to physically do something to us to get us more to that level.
I understand that, but so does your arousal? So you being aroused, does that not mean that you don't get? So you being aroused, you don't get wet?
Sometimes, yeah.
So you can give head and still be dry as fuck.
I can't speak for others, but
Dre, what we talking about?
No,
Dre?
I don't think that you're thinking too. I think you're thinking too simple. So when we do these things, it's not that we're not around. Like, what the fuck are y'all laughing at? It's not that we're not aroused by it.
Stop, Chelsea. No. I'm telling you why I'm laughing is because, like, listen, don't sit here and listen. I have an oil fetish. I'm gonna do whatever I can to do to get that wet, but don't sit here and give me head for 5-10 minutes and damn near have me come.
It is just
say, hey.
It is just that we want that same
I'm dry.
sort of,
What you gonna do to get me wet?
we just want that same thing reciprocated. I think it's less like it's not that those things don't arouse us. Like we enjoy seeing you pleasure. We enjoy seeing your reaction to being pleasured. But baby, when I stand up is when you go to town. Okay. That's basically it.
well, listen. So I said something and I asked Dre, so I'm gonna let Dre talk real quick.
And then we gonna get the fuck off this topic because I'm about to scream on y'all. Yeah?
What's up, Red?
Dre, you have heard that before, right? But and I'm pretty sure you have gotten head before, and it's and it's been 5-10 minutes, and then it's ready to it's almost pound town time, and I'm not wet yet.
Because you have to do. You think we're gonna sit there and suck your dick for 5 minutes and then get up and like, okay, you can just go for it?
I understand what we have to do.
There are some women like that.
I understand what we have to do, but
there are some women like that.
What I asked you was, does oral sex not arouse you? Does it not get you wet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
why are we doing this if it's not?
It is arousing.
Okay, go ahead, Dre.
Yeah. So I think what Chelsea wants to say to the tip of her tongue, she ready to jump through the screen, is that while it's arousing, it's more the pleasure is for the man.
She want to reciprocate it though.
And she wants
literally just that reciprocation.
I'm with that. Yeah. Don't tell me. Listen, I already know what I'm going to do.
Finish, Dre.
So, but I think every person is different. While some women are able to give head and get off to the point where they after they give head they just get up and they say, hey, come on, let's go, fuck me. Other women aren't like that. Just like some men are like that. Some men would like to some men like to give head to their woman, and right after that they trying to get to it.
Right.
I just think it's preference, man. And we all different. We all wired different, man. It's just
Look
about
at
what
you being all mature.
So we about to get off this conversation, but I'm about to say this.
I gotta because it's the truth. I think it out.
So we was talking about what the fuck was it? The conversation we've been pushing off for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Damn. The
Talking?
whatever. Huh? Who?
The talking conversation? No.
Nah. But anyway, so if I was let's say round 2, if the guy's like, listen, you got to go ahead and get this thing hard again. It's looked that different. Nigga, you can't get it up again for number 2. So what if I was to say, what the fuck you mean you ain't wet yet?
What type of bitches you talk to that don't understand that your dick needs to get hard again to fuck again? Like what?
But that's Chelsea's talking. But anyway, like we said, let's keep this train rolling to something.
No.
Listen,
y'all
number two ain't necessarily me just saying, hey, guy, I need you to go ahead and get back hard again. Nah, it might need to be whatever else, but we know what we're talking about. But I think that's the same thing. It's a double standard. That's what I was talking about. It's a double standard because you might want me to get that thing wet. You might say, hey, look, I ain't wet yet. You need to do this, you need to do that. But starting into round 2, you're like, listen, that was round 1. We need to get ready. And I'm like, you need to go ahead and get this thing hard. Nigga, what you mean I need to get that thing hard? You ain't ready yet? You can't get it up for round 2? Men will look that different. But we definitely gonna get into this double standard talk soon. We've been pushing it on for about 3 or 4 weeks now. But oh, Chelsea.
What?
You and Alfred broke up. Huh?
We still talking.
You and Alfred broke up, right?
Alfie's
back? You and Alfred broke up.
Yeah.
So does your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mother, your father need to stop fucking with Alfred too?
So while in my petty and vindictive space and stage, yeah, fuck, like nigga, I'm broke up with him, so did y'all. However, realistically, that is not always the case. Especially if you were together for a long time. He was an integral part of my family. He met them, he hung out with them. Like if him and my brother hung out and actually built a relationship outside of us, I cannot expect that to end the very moment. I don't understand how people think that just because I've separated myself from this person that you need to do that too. While obviously I am the kind of the piece that held this together because you know them by way of me. However, I don't expect complete kind of cutoff once him and I are no longer together.
Okay.
Kind of the conversations should change for sure. The kind of interaction should change for sure. Because again, I was an integral part of that. I am no longer in that space.
Right.
But to just think that, okay, now that we're not together, those ties and those connections are severed for everybody else isn't logical. I don't think it makes sense. But I think if we have a clear conversation, I'll tell my brother, like, yo, you know, me and Alfred aren't together anymore. Y'all do, like, you have your relationship, but don't talk about me. Don't, like, there is, setting those boundaries. I think that's fine. But to think that those relationships are completely dead as soon as I did that shit with Alfred, no, that doesn't make sense. It's not realistic.
So how is it if Alfred is invited to?
Alfred's not accepting that invite if he was a smart man.
He's not.
Nigga, you're not coming to Thanksgiving. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna pass on Thanksgiving.
You're not coming to VA Beach if they say,
nigga, no, you're not coming to VA Beach. You're not coming to the Bronx. You're not coming to Jersey. You're not visiting nobody. Cause nigga, you not with me no more. Why you come? I wish that nigga would pull up. Are you kidding me?
That's a lot of spice right there.
Because we're not in that space anymore. So again, boundaries. We are no longer there. So again, just being respectful of the relationship that we currently have, which does not exist. You cannot show up for Thanksgiving. You cannot You can call my grandmother on holidays or whatever, but bitch, you show up and you be liable to get your feelings hurt because I'm gonna have a whole new nigga with me. So play that if you want.
I'm gonna ask this question, then I'm gonna let Dre talk, but because I'm not letting you get the chance to rebuttal. What if Alfred is invited and Alfred bring New Bay with him?
Bitch, we in that bitch boxing. Are you kidding? Yo, it ain't gonna be no fucking Thanksgiving. Bitch, turkey's up against the wall, tables flipped, dressing all over the place.
God,
you what?
So
what?
Oh man!
Disrespect me if you. Alfred's a goddamn fool. If we, I know this is hypothetical and I know this is not serious, but I'm getting mad. What?
Nah, you dead serious, Dre. So
go ahead, Dre. Yeah.
do family got to? Well, let's. We're not gonna say kids involved. We're gonna say girlfriend that you've been with for a little while. She's came to family reunions, cookouts, everything else. Because of course, when kids are involved, of course we're gonna keep that relationship going because we can't be nasty to mom and want her to drop the babies off or whatever else. So, how do you feel if they keep that relationship going with the ex?
You said when kids are involved?
No, are not involved.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think I'll speak personally for my mom. If my mom has a relationship with said woman or former girlfriend or whatever, and they are, they have a particular relationship, I don't expect them to stop having a relationship. But I also know my mom. And I also know that my mom is going to draw that line in the sand. You know what I'm saying? She's going to. But I don't think it's anything wrong with it because, like you said, Chelsea, it's not realistic. We're adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love who you love, man. And just because you and I aren't getting along anymore, we're not rocking, doesn't mean that my mama got to stop loving you. Doesn't mean that my auntie or my friends got to stop loving you. They rock with you for the reason that they rock with you. It might not be necessarily the reason that I rock with you or that I stop rocking with you for. So it's not realistic, man. But when it comes down to, Keisha bringing somebody to
my girl Keisha.
She gonna get her fucking ass beat.
Yeah, she bringing partner to the house.
No, sir.
No. It ain't going down like that, partner. It ain't. I'm like Chell said. I'm gonna have some words for somebody, and I'm pretty sharp with my words. So I'm gonna have some words so that I'm gonna dress those words up so that there ain't no choice but to be smoked. Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with that, man. Mm-hmm. Boundaries.
Listen, I don't know why the fuck is story hour for Reg. I feel like that. Y'all niggas gonna have to start
telling. Always story hour for you.
Y'all niggas gonna have to start telling stories. Y'all gonna have to start talking about personal shit. So
we do.
No, we good. We good.
You got a story for everything in life.
Chelsea,
you just seasoned. You just seasoned, big dog.
Dre has actually. Dre did last podcast probably about, I want to say 2 times. And
I told 2 last time.
Actually, this one.
I just talked about my grandmother. That was a story and how awful she is sometimes.
We good. But so, and this wasn't even a conversation that I was actually going to have. But far as in that letting motherfuckers go, I feel different now thinking about it after Dre talking. In a sense, I think, yes, you have to let them motherfuckers go. My friends, I would want you to in a certain aspect. The last real relationship I had ended kind of rough. And I want to say a couple months later, Dre know this story. My sister called me, said, "Hey, do you know XYZ?" But the way Dre knows the person I was dating was by the name I called her. Like, let's
bro, we get it.
No, we don't get it. If the woman I'm dating, if her name is Keisha Shantae Jones, and everybody calls her Keisha. I'm calling her Shantae because that's
Right.
just I'm not calling you what everybody else calls you.
Okay.
All right. So Dre and everyone else that affiliated with me knew this specific woman by her name that she tells everybody else.
Keisha.
Right. No. That was her name. They knew her by the name I call her.
Oh, so Shantae.
Yeah, because that's what I introduced her as. So when
Right.
my sister called me, my sister gives me the government name. And I'm like, yeah, that's blah blah blah. I used to date. Well, why in the fuck is I got T-Mobile calling me about a phone bill or a phone and such and such name, da 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 da. So long story short, this young lady used to go through my phone. That Inspector stupid ass conversation we had. She used to go through my phone, and I guess she had my sister had I had wired her some money or whatever. She got my sister bank account, all that stuff out of my phone or whatever. I don't know why. Motherfuckers do dumb shit. But
Okay.
anyway, she opened a phone account or whatever in my sister's name. My sister looking
Wait,
at
this is real?
this is definitely
How
real.
your sister not beat her ass? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is definitely real. So yeah. So it happened. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck going on. Me and this young lady's broke up. Had been broken up probably about 3 or 4 months now, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck going on. But on the credit report it says the name. Well, it doesn't say her name. It says where the bills come from. My sister calls T-Mobile and they tell her, "Oh, this account was opened in such and such name," which was the young lady I used to date.
Right.
You know,
Is she watching this?
I don't know.
I hope she
I don't give a fuck
sees
though.
this. I
Who?
pray to God she sees this.
I don't care. Anyway, but long
at some
story,
point,
long
I'm sure
story
she will.
short, huh?
At some point, she will.
Oh, probably.
No question about it. No question about it. There's not a doubt in my mind.
I believe him.
Ooh, we might be.
We'll talk about that later, though.
Offline.
Yeah, we definitely going. But anyway, so I don't know what the fuck is going on, but the name matches up with the other name. So I don't know how you call a spade, whatever. But I'm trying to get over, forget, and move on. So somehow this person keeps popping back up in my life. And it always seemed like it was a friend or a family member. And let's move on from the phone situation, which is definitely something big. But let's just say I go to my dad's house. I'm drinking with him. We chilling. Yeah, my half sister. Yeah, she said she saw such and such, which is the person's name.
We know.
She saw such and such with a new man. They got he bought her a new car, a red BMW. Dad, I don't want to know that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? So what?
But shoot.
So I'm like, hey, listen, don't talk to me about such and such. Listen, for my mental health, mental peace, whatever else, and to maintain the energy I'm at, either you fucking with me or you ain't fucking with such and such. I'm not saying you have to stop being friends with such and such, but if you are, or if you are not, then don't fuck with me. Don't come to me talking to me about that dumb shit. I don't want to hear about such and such. Her man bought her a new car, or her man took her to Florida, to Miami to live on a vacation, whatever. I don't want to hear that shit.
Boundaries.
Every time I turn around, she's here. Someone's talking about her because of the circles I'm in, because the people I'm associated with, now she's associated with through me because they became friends. I'm not saying you 100% got to stop fucking with her or be friends with her, but
boundaries.
There has to be some kind of difference or whatever else between when it comes to me and that person.
Boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. That's all I can say about that. Me living in that with my dog, boundaries. Boundaries.
Because even in this aspect, I don't bring that shit up to Drake. Who the person he's involved with, I don't bring that up when we talk. We don't talk about that person. I don't expect Dre or whoever else or anybody else to bring that person up to me. If I was to go to, if me and Dre was to have a get together, a kickback, we invited friends. That's somebody that I would not expect to be invited. But I don't want to put him or the person he's involved with in a situation to where they feel like, well, if they was to have something, well, I don't know if I want to invite Reggie because such and such is going to be here. Or I don't know if I want to invite blah, blah, blah. Listen, you want to invite one or the other, but don't have me show up to your house and XYZ in there.
Did that happen? It did happen.
It did happen. But anyway.
Holy shit.
It did happen. Trap breakfast. It did happen. And it got ugly when we went back to the crib. But anyway, and it wasn't ugly on my behalf.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah. But
wake up,
Chels. CJ Chels. Anyway, yeah, you a little saucy. We see you feeling it. But let's get ready to close this out.
My phone on the way out.
Ooh,
yeah.
Chels, you have do you have age preferences? I don't know why I just thought
we don't have to. We next because you're not gonna. Y'all not gonna sideline my conversation for the sake of time. We're gonna get
no, we're gonna get into it. So before we go off, let me ask y'all about the this Fenty thing, Rihanna's line. How do y'all feel about that? Have y'all seen the male model?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with it.
He's a bigger guy. He's not your typical muscular dude.
If I can show Dre real quick. I don't specifically see anything wrong.
Nothing's wrong. He's a bigger guy.
So that's what we're looking at, Dre.
Muscular dude.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Nigga, that's how most of y'all look. The fuck? Like,
why you so mad, man, rapper? Why you so mad?
Check most of y'all tone first.
I'm just saying, like most men aren't.
Let's say dad bod. I don't look like that, and I
didn't say you.
Me neither.
I'm not gonna speak on Drake's body. He can talk about his own body because as men, that's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna talk about how other men look.
But
anyway, so I'm gonna speak on it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I like it because I think bigger men with man boobs have something that they can look at and be like, they can relate to, versus always looking into Calvin Klein or Sean John or whatever else and seeing somebody laid back with washboard abs, chiseled chest, or whatever else.
It's realistic.
Absolutely.
Like Chelsea said.
What do you think, Chelsea? But I got more for you, Chelsea.
They don't no fucking more for me. Like I said, what I said, I agree.
But it's gonna filter off in the Dre too. You agree? You like it?
I agree. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, is that something that you're comfortable dating? You want?
I don't date super muscular men. I'm not I want a guy that is, I don't want you to be sloppy, but you also don't have to have washboard abs.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look like you used to play football, but you don't play no more.
Okay.
Like
those. All right. So, Dre.
Yes, sir.
Your lady buys you some Fenty, some thongs. You wearing them?
They don't sell male thongs.
Chelsea, let me cook.
Because you're just being extra.
Let me cook. Dre, you wearing them?
Bro, I ain't putting no G-string in my butt, man.
You not wearing a thong for your lady?
I'm not putting no motherfucking thong. I'm not putting listen, I just said it right. Exit only, dog. I'm not putting nothing on my butt. No. I'm not putting nothing between my cheeks, dog. No.
It's straight briefs. And
Boxers or
that's the only thing she need to buy you.
That's it, bro. I'm not putting on no fuck. Huh?
All right, Chelsea, are
Yo.
you buying your guy thongs?
I'm not buying him thongs. I don't want to see my man in a thong. I'm gonna buy you some Savage boxer briefs.
Okay,
or
let's say some.
Some what? What the fuck you trying to get me to agree to some shit that I'm like, no.
Cause it's more than thongs and it's more than briefs.
Fenty does not sell thongs for men. What are you even talking about?
Let's say the underwear. Let's just say the underwear, the regular shit.
Fenty doesn't wear thongs for men. Doesn't sell thongs for men.
They might come out.
But as of right now, the line that she put out is like boxer briefs, boxers, and then lounge.
So Chelsea. So moral of the story is you don't want to see your guy in no thong.
I don't want to see your ass out like that. No.
All right.
Let me wear the thong. Let me have my ass out.
I ain't putting them on. But if you wear them, if you buy them Fenty boxes and them Fenty briefs, you want to see them in it.
Yeah, nigga, they ain't no different than when I buy you Hanes. Nigga, put it on. Fuck.
You want to see them? Listen, you don't want to see them Hanes coming out the bathroom. You want to see them Fenties.
Listen, just put them on is what I said. Okay, I don't care what I buy you.
I like it though. Yo, that shit sold out.
I know.
Inline sold out.
I was like, wow, Kings, y'all better represent and be excited.
Sold out. Sold out.
I ain't know nothing about it.
Yeah,
Of course you
it came out on the low. It actually came out.
It came out last Friday and them shit sold out like that.
Yeah, came out on the low. I like it. But listen, guys, this is kind of a little different. This episode, I like the talk because it's more dynamic. It wasn't relationship heavy or sex heavy, right. Even though we got into it, because of course we got to feed that into whatever else. But it was good. I love it. Man, I don't have nothing else to add on to anything that we've talked about. Even though I could talk about this,
we don't have time for that.
Gotta give up these motherfuckers that we don't fuck with.
Nigga, Dre phone about to die. We gotta go.
But whatever. Listen, Black people, I love you. Stay strong. Mental health is serious. Do not let anyone tell you that otherwise. Seek help. It's not taboo to talk to anybody or express yourself, especially Black men. Listen, we got to start talking to somebody, whether it's each other, expressing our feelings and letting our feelings be known. We don't tell each other we love each other enough, and we don't embrace each other's feelings and you know, as much as we should.
Word.
Hey man, much respect. Again, thanks for everybody that's listening, who's tuning in to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good jazz. Much love to you. Stay classy. That's all I got.
What they said.
Chelsea don't got anything to say, but
never ended.
So we're gonna end this with Chelsea saying what they said. YouTube, thank you. Spotify, thank you. Apple Podcast, thank you. We are out. We are unapologetic and we are unfiltered. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.